Davey, a decent performance over the 90, but not the result in the end.
We're just doing the same thing every week, aren't we? Oh my God. I'll summarise the game, that might be a wee bit easier. Do you know what, I'm finding it difficult sitting talking about performances, but you're coming out in the wrong end of the result. We've played worse than one games of football over the years, but for me, top end of the park was the difference tonight. If I really look into detail in the game, I think we've got to get a wee bit tighter in Miovski, get a wee bit more contact for his 2 goals, but I think he's the best striker in the league, if I'm honest. There's no much in it between him and Shanks, but I think he goes and plays at Parkhead, he goes and plays at Ibrox every day of the week. I think he's he's the best striker in the league. I think his 2 finishes are very, very good. And then I think we created more than enough tonight. We got in behind him, we got down the sides of him. I thought the majority of the game we played fairly well. And then I think the top end of the park, they need to take more responsibility. I spoke about it in there. Wee Brucey, and I'm not digging Wee Brucey out, he's got to hit target. He's got to hit target, and then it's a different game. And then you look at Saturday, the penalty 12 yards, we don't hit target. It's difficult. I thought Curtis was very good tonight. I think Curtis has been one of our better players over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Takes his goal really, really well. So keep saying the same things. Gutted for a lot of the players today. Gutted for them because they're in there with their heads down and they know they should have took more for the game, but we never took more for the game. I think it's evident we need a wee hand. We need to bring 2 or 3 in at the top end of the park, in my opinion. Managed to bring Sean in. Wee Lloyd will be back down the road, so that wage covers that wage. But we need to do something. We need to try and get some money into the club to try and help us at the top end of the park. Because I think, don't know, you look a wee bit short at times at the top end there.
Let's say we did create chances. I think Penners had a block here. Joel Newbley had a header at the back post, and before Curtis's goal to go 1-0 up.
A wee bit better with it, if I'm honest. I think he's got to do a wee bit better with it. I think Curtis got in the end of a couple of balls to the wide areas, maybe a corner. But I think we had a couple of good counters. Pitts had one that went by the keeper's right. Pitts had one, the keeper saved it down to his right. It was nice to see wee Pitts back shooting. I thought that was good. But I thought wee Brucey's chance is the best chance in the game. For me, the best chance in the game. Maybe Miovski's one where Sham saves it, but it's kind of Miovski's hit it at Shamal, so it's more of a reflex save. But I think wee Brucey will be gutted that he's not hit target with that, because keeper's got to save it. You've got to hit target. You've got to work the keeper. You can't miss. And that's really the story of Saturday and the story of tonight, probably. And I'm not putting that just in wee Brucey, because out with Curtis, there's all our players playing in the offensive areas, and they've got to take more responsibility.
That was one of my questions, was going to be around Bojan Miovski, that it does make such a difference to this Aberdeen side. And I don't know if you've worked on it during the week or not, but his movement's brilliant. He pulls into areas and pulls defenders out of places. And
we're talking about the contact in the wide areas, and we're in it. Like Duke, was it Duke for the second? Yeah. Duke for the second, Nicky for the first. So the first is predictable. Nicky's got to run up and down the line. We know what he's going to do. So when that ball goes there, they know it's coming in our box. So we're back 3 against a 2. We've got to get contact on the strikers. You've got to. So disappointing. I think Big Knots knows he's gave Miovski 3 yards. Miovski's put a header pinpoint into the corner for 14 yards, something along the lines, but the pace is on the ball. Great ball with Nicky. Second one, again, we've got to get contact. I think Mick's got to get a wee bit closer, but for me, defensively, we've gave 2 goals away, but I'd put that probably more down to Miovski than mistakes from us. We can do a wee bit better, but you go for every goal and you can strip it back and we can do a wee bit better. But I think his movement, he's so clinical. That was probably a difference in the game, if I'm really honest, because anywhere else in the park, I thought, nah, I don't think it was anything in the game. But again, we go back down the road with nothing.
Going to touch on James Penrice just quickly. I thought he had another excellent game in that kind of left side. He's been wonderful for weeks now, hasn't he?
Honestly, I thought wee Penners has really kicked on this year. I thought wee Pitts was fantastic, Penners, and I'm not want to start individualising it. I thought Curtis, because I thought as a group, the majority they were decent, but I'll look at that offensive areas and I'm going to start digging people out. But that offensive area, they've got to start taking more responsibility, because for me, that was the difference tonight.
Obviously, you've touched on the transfer market as well there, Davey. It's approaching soon. I think your face sums it up. We're going to be busy, if we can.
No money.
Is it going to be one in, one out? Is that the kind of way it's going to work? If possible,
I'd been chasing Sean for a year. And Gary John, when Sean signed a pre-contract, and that was us getting him in the summer, so I was fairly happy with that. And Gary phoned and said, look, you can take him. I knew we Lloydie, and I think on the right-hand side we could do with another player, if I'm honest. Sean can play number 6, centre-back, right-back, wing-back. So that's probably one I wouldn't have done if it kind of never got forced on me, but the opportunity was there. But I do think we need a wee bit of strength and depth out there. And then we're looking at the forward areas. We've got to bring a wee bit more quality into the forward areas, but unfortunately for that to happen, boys have got to move on. And I know it might find a bit strange with Sean, but Sean can cover at centre-back, so that might allow another centre-back to move on, which frees up a wage further up the park. Sean can play as a number 6, which then might allow one of them to, like Shins, to play a wee bit higher if that makes Pitts to play a wee bit higher. So there's actually a knock-on effect, but to bring anybody else in, we're going to struggle. We need boys out the building before we can bring anybody in. And January's a difficult market, but I think it's evident. It's evident that we need a wee bit of rub of the green, but I think you make your own luck at times. And we can't keep sitting feeling sorry for ourselves. So, we need to get 2 or 3 in on the top end of the park, but it's easier said than done.
On to Saturday, obviously we go to Parkhead, and it'll be a hurting Celtic, you'd imagine, after the last couple of defeats as well.
It's not ideal, is it?
What do you expect from kind of Brendan Rodgers' side?
I expect a super fast start. I expect them to try and get the fans behind them early doors. I think they'll be hurting. Their top players will be hurting all week. We've played tonight. We've got a difficult journey back down the road, and it's no ideal. But do you know what? We'll go there. Nobody's expecting us to get in first, so it's less pressure on it. But for me, I'm going to Parkhead. I want to try and get something from the game, but I'm also mindful of Wednesday, because I know how big the next batch of games coming up are going to be for us as a club. So it's trying to get that balance right. It's trying to get the balance right.
Also made a few subs. Shinnie came off kind of early second half. Michael Nottingham came off as well. Kind of.
Big Mick took a bad one to his glute in the Kilmarnock game. It kind of seized up a wee bit tonight. Shins actually ball hit him in the face, and I don't know, I just thought bringing Stephen on would have gave us a wee bit more an offensive here, so I put Pitts back one to just give us a wee bit more legs. And again, Shinnie's he's an older professional, but he brings a lot to the team, and we've got a lot of games coming up in terms of Saturday, midweek, stuff like that. So you're looking at it, how do I bring an offensive player on, and that was probably one of the ways it allowed us to get Stephen Kelly on the park, if I'm honest.
No worries. As I say, we've kind of covered Celtic and everything else, so what is the vibe in the dressing room? Is it kind of
disappointed, but I think there's only so long we can go as a... Of course there is. Of course there is. Well, there's nothing else you can do. You keep swinging, you keep fighting, and I'm not going to change. But the last thing I'm going to do is feel sorry for myself, so I'm not letting them feel sorry for themselves. I'm not sitting here kidding anybody on. We need a wee bit of help in the offensive areas. We need money. We need to bring 2 or 3 players in, and we need to move ideally 4 or 5 players on. And that's really where we are as a club. And I know I keep saying it, and this is the last time I'm going to say it. I said how hard it was going to be at the start of the season. I knew it. I knew it with the budget cuts. I knew it with the personnel that I could bring in the building. So as a club, we need to rally round. We need to try and find some money for somewhere to try and help us up the top end of the park. But that's not criticising the boys that have been playing, because I find it personally very hard to criticise the performance tonight. There's moments within the performance, but it's fine lines, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine lines. I don't think you could go out there and say there's one player out there no trying. Their application's the best it can be. I think you can see they're playing for me and my staff. So as a group, we need to keep grinding away. We need to keep grinding away, but I'm positive about it, so don't think any minute here I've sitting throwing the towel in. I've not thrown the towel in. We've got teams, there's plenty of games to play, and we need to just start picking points up as soon as possible.